everyone, welcome to our channel. I'm Tiffany.
And I'm Hugo.
We're sell quick, ship quick, part-time resellers.
Full-time hustlers.
And today is a special collaboration video with some of our friends in the social media world.
And reselling.
Yes, both. Well, you know, the same. But our friend Quenby, she's Grateful Queen Bee on YouTube and on Instagram. She came up with this idea to do a collaboration with a few of us to learn about our stories, our journey, our why we're reselling beyond just, you know,
to make more money.
Yes, and to go shop thrift stores.
Yeah.
But she wanted to dive a little deeper into learning about each other. And so this is a video, I mean, we're gonna have different the other people, our friends that are dropping their videos today. So Grateful Queen Bee, the Reseller Mom Show, Nashville Flippers, VonV, PoshBossBlake, and Dizzy Angie. So we're gonna drop their channels below so you can check out their stories and their whys. It's just a fun get to know us series.
Yeah, and it's important to find out that why, because that why is what brings us back to get us that motivation to keep going and pushing on when you don't want to.
So our why is so that our cats live better lives.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
no.
Okay.
I mean, we care for our cats, but that's not our why.
And this is our wasabi. Ginger is running around somewhere.
Yeah.
So some of you who follow us on YouTube also follow us on Instagram and might already know kind of our story. But for those of you who don't, we have been reselling together since January of 2018. So that brings us to like a year and 11 months when this video comes out.
Yeah.
Kind of. And
yeah, originally we started reselling because we had things around the house to get rid of. And then instead of just...
Well, you started throwing things online.
Yeah, I did random things that because I mean, I saw, like many of us have seen, what is it?
American Pickers. He forgot already.
Yeah, Storage Wars.
Pawn Stars.
Yeah, Pawn Stars. All those shows that really inspired me, like there's treasure out there. And I did a couple random things, and this was years ago. And I thought I was going to be the next big seller.
Picker?
Yeah. And then I went dark because life took over and we had other things to do. Like we mentioned, we are part-time resellers because we have other careers that we are also very much passionate and follow.
Yes.
And that includes... there's Ginger now.
But when he first started, I was still in school. I was still in school for personal training.
Yeah.
And still trying to figure out what we were doing, kind of. Because we were already involved in my family's restaurant business, and we have two that we help manage. But we were trying to figure out what it was that we're really passionate about. Yeah,
and it felt like there was something missing still that we wanted to get going.
So I had found personal training, and I was going to school for that, and then he soon followed 3 months later, and then we were both getting our certificates, and then that's when you sold a few things,
yeah.
And then like life took over with personal training. I got really busy doing that with my family. Yeah, and then your dream of becoming the next American Picker fizzled.
Yeah, it fizzled out. And then what kind of brought all this back was, what brought the idea is really the Marie Kondo, right?
No. So, our friend gave us a giant box of Martha Stewart hole punch die cut things. And I had this big old box and I didn't want to throw it away, but I also wasn't really scrapbooking at the time. And I also had the machine that already did it, so I didn't need the individual cuts. So I had given it to him and I'd asked him to see what they were selling for on eBay. We also had a Portland trip coming up that we were planning for, so any extra money was gonna go towards our travel. And he started, and we listed it like on our wooden table, in this like awful yellow lighting, not this lighting.
Very yellow lighting.
And it was very basic description, like the bare minimum.
The very bare minimum. It really just said what it was.
Yes, and the pictures weren't amazing. So, but they sold, and we ended up making a few $100s from just that arts and crafts box, and so that helped pay for our Portland trip. And then we got really excited with reselling because
we realized like there's a different way of making money. There's extra stream of income that we can start tapping into.
And so we went to Portland. We actually got something in Portland to flip, came back home, and you listed it and it sold within the week? Yeah,
within the week, listed it, flipped. It was this, some sprinkler ashtray thing. Yeah. Hard to explain. Point is,
it's sold.
It's sold. And that was the first time we really picked something up from a thrift store.
That flipped.
Yeah, that flipped.
And so this was probably July of 2017. And then I hadn't stepped into a Goodwill or like any thrift store besides that one. But we started doing what we didn't know was retail arbitrage.
Yeah, we didn't realize it. We would go to discount stores, like TJ Maxx and Ross and stuff like that. And we'd go in there because in our eyes it was easier to scan a new item and sell a new item. It felt easier for us to do.
Yeah.
Retail arbitrage. We didn't even know it.
Yeah, and like you found the beard trimmers.
Oh yeah, that was a big hook for us too.
Because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't even know how to like scan things or any of that. I was like, teach me how to scan because I'm not listing or photographing or doing any of that stuff.
And she would scan and just hand things. I think this works. I think this works. But one of the times I scanned this beard trimmer and it was fancy, had lasers to line up and help everything. Real fancy beard trimmer. And it was for $50. And I was like, at the time, again, we were new, so we weren't really spending too much. So I thought, $50 for, no. But I'll scan it anyways. And sure enough, scanned it and it sold for, a couple of them sold for $300 to $400. It ranged. And it felt like, no, something's up here. Like, those aren't real. But we decided to give it a shot. We bought one, took it home. And within a couple days,
it sold for almost $400. So 50 to almost 400.
Ding.
Yeah. So the following like day off for us from our other jobs, we went on a road trip. And we live in Los Angeles, so we drove, I think, 50 miles north of us, and along the way we stopped at every single TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and Ross just to see if they had that beard trimmer, and we picked up every single one from here to the next 50 miles. And we got hooked on flipping the stuff from these discount stores. And from there, and we sold all those beard trimmers.
Yeah, like, not all for the same price, but all definitely for profit.
Yeah, and then we started flipping toys.
Yeah, then we did some toys.
Only on eBay.
Yeah.
And then we were watching, he was watching a lot of YouTube.
Yeah, and I mean, that kind of connected us back into what now we're happy to be part of the reselling community. But I realized there's this community where people were helping each other, teaching each other tips, tricks. And I started picking up on some of them and using it to, again, get more involved into reselling.
And I was just kind of taking care of like receipts in the background and just finding things for him to flip because we didn't have enough things that needed an inventory system.
Yeah.
And
the store was max like 40 to 50 items.
Yeah. And so I wasn't really on YouTube. I was just hearing from him the stories and the tips that he was learning from other resellers that were providing this free content online. And then I think closer towards the end of the year, you know, when we're all thinking about our taxes, we realized that we were gonna have to file taxes on this, and it was a significant amount of money.
That's when we realized how much we were actually
It wasn't until we had to sit down and look at taxes, and we're like, hey, we actually brought in a decent amount of money. And then I think we decided, with the advice of our friend or was it John?
No, it
that
was a
suggested
friend to get serious.
Yeah, so then we went to file for a business license in January of 18. But once he signed up for the business license, I was like, that's it.
Okay.
I'm gonna step in and do some organizing because the system was all in here.
Well, it's in here.
And we wanted to grow because it was like a legit thing now.
And we're looking at it as a business.
Yes. And so January 26th was the day that the day that I started like listing and organizing things, but like the week prior we had Marie Kondo'd our place for inventory. And we took all our stuff, dumped it in the middle of the house, and we started sorting through it, and we set up like a donation pile, a reselling pile, and we took everything from our kitchen. And that was some of the stuff that we started listing, was like an avocado slicer that we had previously used like once or twice, the different attachments from our food processor
that
blenders
we never used.
We took apart a juicer that we weren't really using anymore, sold that for parts, sold some books.
Manuals.
Yep. I went through our filing cabinet and took out like the HP printer manual and the CD-ROM.
Yes,
the Canon CD-ROM. I knit and crochet as a hobby, and I had some extra hooks and needles, like my starter ones, so we listed those. We listed some crochet books and knitting books, all of which sold.
Yeah, and that's the crazy part, is this is all the stuff that we just kept piling and putting in drawers, boxes, and putting away. And
we didn't actually invest outside money, like our personal money, because the money we were investing into it came from our sales.
Yeah.
From the stuff that we were getting rid of in the house. And then we also sold empty toilet roll paper things.
Yeah, we did the cardboard.
Yes, because BuzzFeed had an article about things that you didn't know you could sell, and one of those was like the empty toilet paper rolls, and we ended up selling a box of like 60 of them for $20.
Yeah. It wasn't a big money maker, and at the time shipping was easier because it was before they included dimensional shipping.
But also I wanted to see if we could sell empty toilet paper.
Yeah, it was a challenge. And we're like, no, let's try it.
Okay, so then from there,
yeah, and then so we didn't really pay ourselves back. We kind of started taking this on together because we also, a lot of things we do, we enjoy doing it together. So taking on this business, we were working together. We weren't using the money more than just reinvesting in inventory, and then anything extra we left alone in our PayPal. And then we were trying to talk about what we should do with that money. And
we were like, oh, we should travel with it,
mm-hmm.
right? And well, our first trip with that money was eBay Open of 2018. We invested that money into like the eBay Open tickets, and it was a business expense. We were going there in hopes of learning more about reselling. But that was our first trip with our reselling money. And then we also took a trip to Austin, Texas
and that was part of it, yeah.
For your brother's graduation.
Yeah, brother graduated.
But we also thrifted out there every day that we were there.
Made that ended up being a business trip too.
Oh, I lied. Our first trip was to San Francisco in May, before eBay opened. We went to San Francisco to see your mom.
Oh yeah.
We were there for a few days, but we had thrifted all around the Bay Area, and then we drove back down and thrifted all the way down, and then it was eBay open. Then it was Austin.
So we used the money that we were making for traveling, but at the same time, when we traveled, we ended up working.
Yeah.
But we didn't mind it.
So it was, reselling really was funding our travel and like growing our business. But then we adulted one day.
Yeah, and sat down and said, you know what, we have to realize where our money goes. And in doing so, we realized
we should probably start paying off our debt with this money and not just our private, like personal, other work job money.
Yeah.
There's student loans, we have like credit card debt, we have some medical bills. I have like some high medical bills. And so we thought, hey, we should probably use this money to pay off some debt. So we really sat down and we started setting aside money from our reselling to pay off our debt.
Yeah.
And like we also sell in Poshmark and Mercari, so every Friday we use that as our payday. We deposit our funds from both those platforms into our business account. And then a percentage of that we use to pay off bills.
Yeah. Specifically, again, debt. But the thing was, like, we were just doing that little by little, and we still didn't use all the money, so we did have some savings of money in it, which, again, reselling has helped us in different ways. We had that bill that showed up that we needed to take care of.
So some of you may or may not know, I have lupus, which is an autoimmune disease, and it affects everything. So there are some good days and some really bad days, and on the really bad days I'm kind of out of commission from my other jobs, and as a personal trainer that means I can't really go out to train. That means like I can't drive sometimes. That means like my vision goes out, I may not be able to drive, some days I may not be able to get out of bed. So reselling has really helped allow me to work from home on those days when I'm not feeling up for the real, like the outside world, not the real world, just like going outside.
Yeah, outside, literally outside these walls.
But we had a loss of insurance scare.
Yeah.
So I do have 2 really expensive infusions done each year, and they're lengthy infusions. And
like
they cost
4 to 6 hours.
It's long. It's like 6 to 8 hours. It's like 6 to 8 hours each infusion. I get them twice a year. Without insurance, they cost about $25,000 each. With insurance, we end up paying about
$2,500. I think we paid
$2,500 each one.
Each one, 10% of it.
So I do have to pay for the infusion, and I also have, we have a hefty insurance bill each month. And there was like a mishap with like the bills. Like I ended up paying, I don't know, but there was like a miscommunication with the billing. After our Austin trip, we came back, we get these notices that our insurance had been cut. And then we would have to pay like upfront, I think it was almost $3,000 to reinstate our insurance. And it happened the week that I was supposed to get my infusion, which was a mandatory infusion.
Yeah, because the infusions are very strong, so it's not something that you could just get off. So we had to figure out how we're going to pay all this up front to make sure the books were all evened out. And
so reselling kicked in.
Oh yeah, that's when we realized, okay, we're not in danger.
So because of reselling, we were able to take the money from reselling to pay the insurance bill that I had, reinstate our insurance, and then get me the infusion that I needed to do. And it was because of reselling. And so
because we definitely didn't have $3,000 just
lying
extra
around.
Yeah, lying around from our other jobs that we do. So yeah, reselling came in to save that day. I really appreciate it, because it was stressful thinking about it, and then just again knowing we were able to lean back on that.
Yeah, so reselling for us has been more than just making some extra cash, or like having the side hustle to, I don't know, buy something that we want.
Yeah.
Because it's actually helped us in really
some tough situations.
Yes. So yeah, so I mean, besides it helping cover the insurance and all that stuff, there are days when it's kind of hard for me to go to my office job, but I can stay at home and list from the comfort of my bed.
Mm-hmm. Or edit. Even if you don't feel up for listing, you'll edit some
I can
stuff.
do something that's productive in reselling. So I'm really grateful for that. And yeah, and where we are right now. We've this last year with reselling, we've been able to pay off, I think we had a post in September where we calculated how much we were able to pay off, and we've paid off over $10,000 since January of this year with reselling.
Yeah.
And debt.
And that's reselling paid for that. Means our other jobs, we didn't use that money to pay extra bills, extra payments. It was strictly
reselling. And that also helped pay off our car. So we are now 100% like proud owners of our Toyota Prius.
Yeah, the reseller Lambo.
Yep. And what else have we done with our reselling?
Yeah, well, I mean but besides the money we made on it, the community we're a part of, and the fact that you guys are here watching this video of us talking, we would have never thought this was going to happen. But we appreciate being part of this community. Like, it's connected us to a lot of amazing people.
Some of our closest friends are resellers, so that's a big part of our why we resell. Is we started this as just a fun, like, little side hustle thing that we were doing, and then it grew to helping pay off some big bills. And then we found a community that we love being a part of, and we've made really great friendships through doing this.
And I mean, the internet friends that became real friends.
Yeah. All the way out in like Portland,
in San Diego,
in Chicago,
in Canada.
Yeah, and the people that are part of this collaboration, we've actually had the pleasure of meeting PoshBossBlake and VonV in person, and we talk to them almost on a daily basis. Yeah. And it's
changed our community sense, like not just the online community, but being able to see someone and hang out and talk about reselling.
And it's different when you make friends who like and know and understand what you do, and they come over and your house is filled with clothing, like the stuff that's behind us, and clothing on the floor and in the kitchen, and bags of more clothing all over your house, and
postal bins, everything. And you know what they say when they come in? Wow, you found that? So it's just, there's the why at the end has evolved, but it comes down to being able to do something together that we both enjoy and get to share with others, and in this case has been an amazing community. And also, again, we appreciate that help with that, cutting debt.
Yeah, that's really good. So
yeah. So again, don't forget to watch the others. We'll make sure to put their links down below, and hear their story, hear their why. Everyone's different, and maybe you can connect with our why or somebody else's why. But whatever your why is, come back to it, because that's going to help motivate you to keep going. It's not always easy when you're doing reselling.
No, and it's definitely not easy if you're just doing this alone, because it can get lonely. So make those connections out there, make those connections on YouTube, on IG, reach out in like Facebook groups, and make friends who have that common ground with you. You never know who you might meet. Yeah.
Alright, well, as always, thank you. And don't forget to hit the like, thumbs up, hit the bell, subscribe, and keep an eye out. We love to be part of this community, and with doing so, we're putting out content frequently throughout the week, and hopefully you enjoy it.
And we'll see you guys later.
Bye.